So we are practicing natural farming there, which means whatever fertilizers, whatever uh, you're using, to grow a crop and to protect it from insects and all that, everything is developed on the farm. Everything is developed on the land through natural way, nothing harm. And likewise, so many films. We go back to classics. I think the films which have been made, especially I think in the night till the 90s, early 2000s, I think that was there was something really, really magical.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to midday.com. I am here with a brilliant, talented actress, Yami Gautam, who's been entertaining us with some brilliant performances in various films this year and in the past year. Let's talk to her about all her performances and all the love that she's been receiving, and also a little bit about her Pahari life in her hometown. Hi, Yami. Welcome to midday.com.
Hi, Bohni. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for joining us today, Yami. Let's just talk about, in 2022, you had two releases which were very well received. In 2023, again, you've already had two releases, again, which got a lot of love from the audience. Tell me, what is the feeling right now? Is there a sense of accomplishment, sense of achievement? What are you thinking?
Uh, Sense of achievement, but step by step. I think there's always room for getting better and better with work. And when that happens back to back with all your work, I think then that means somewhere the universe is telling you that, okay, you're doing fine, you're doing good, just continue on this path. And of course you have your audience here to tell you loud and clearly and cheering for you that we enjoy your movies, we love your movies. And the fact that if Yami is a part of a film, we do give it a try. We know it's going to be something, we expect something good, something entertaining, something engaging in her own way. So that's a great feeling, I think, for an actor.
Right, right. A Thursday, of course, very critically acclaimed. People loved it. So many awards the film has won. Then Lost was
I
another.
haven't won any award, and I don't believe. But anyways, yes, but I get your point.
Yes. Then Lost, then Chor Nikal Ke Bhaga. These have also been doing so well on OTT with millions of views. Do you at this point feel that kind of you found your connect with the audience on on OTT? They really love watching you. You kind of found your space there.
I think I found the connect with my audience right with my first film, Vicky Dona. It was about me finding my own space, to put it, clearly, and which I did. I think I did, even with films like Kabil. The whole idea was to do. Of course, it was a big film, and all of that. But the heart of it, it was a very challenging role, a very challenging
Yes.
part. And whenever I have done something which um, I've attempted, or I've tried to do something different, something really good, the audience has always backed me. And because it's happening back to back, so you see that backing back to back. So it's feeling really good. It feels really good, and that connect. See, you can never predict what's going to work and what's not going to work. You can never get into a space that, oh, I know I know it. I have all the answers. I know what works. No, you don't know. Nobody knows right now, especially what works. So the whole idea is to keep yourself on your to be on the toes, to always try and think again on a blank slate and think whatever you've done. People are given on the love. It has all the views. Now you keep that aside, and now you start moving again with a blank slate, with a blank mind. That okay, now what? Is it the next film that I'm doing or I'm going to be doing? Is it have it enough to inspire me as an actor to push myself? And also, does it have the potential, or is it going to be to be liked by the audience? So you just have to have that balance of somewhere of thoughts, and can't be right all the time. So till the time you are, enjoy.
On those veins only, like you said, nobody knows what really works. And of course, in theatrical releases, we've seen that, we've been talking about how things have, what people thought would work does not. And, it's become a very unexpected scene, and getting audience into the theaters has also become very difficult for any sort of actor. But then when you get success on OTT, do you think, okay, okay, this is like a safe space for me, or are the jitters the same each time there is a new release?
I have never believed in doing um, or thought to myself, okay, this is safe for me. Otherwise, Vicky Donor wouldn't have been my first film as a subject. If I just tell you in one line, think 10 years back, 11 years back, that, I'm doing a film on sperm donation. And I had a lot of brows, of course, being raised that what do you mean? So, but it's only people who had read the script and people who were a part of the team and who knew what we were getting into. We like, so that thought only was never there in me of being safe. The moment I have thought of being safe or this works, it has never worked for me. So I have to stick to my guns. I have to stick to what I have always believed in, and try and be fearless with choices. That's okay. There'll be times you'll stumble. There'll be times you'll fumble. That's okay. But as long as it's not coming you're not doing anything from any fear or anything. Ki, ye main kar leti hu, ye safe hai. There's nothing safe or unsafe right now. You're as good as your previous film. And by the way, just for you to know that even on OTT, to release your film in today's time, it's not easy anymore. Either your film is not getting sold or you are not getting the correct price which the producers feel that they should be going. So the market overall is going through a huge shift. Of course, definitely big time in theatricals, and even on OTT, it has its own butterfly effect. So overall, yes. So if your film is working, your audience is the same. It's their choice that whether they want to watch their film at the comfort at their disposal, or you have created something so powerful and so brilliant, or any other reason, whatever. There's so many reasons that they're ready to get out of their houses, battle that traffic, and spend that much money and time right now in theaters. So it's really come to that. So which is exciting. I think it's a period of correction, and there's no harm and shame, I feel, in admitting it. And we must thrive on it. In fact, I'm sure there's a bigger opportunity behind these testing times. And bottom line, we've got to really get better and better with whatever respectfully everyone is doing.
Right.
Safe is the most unsafe thing right now. So.
Right. So, talk about the audience's love. Lost was, screened in theaters, basis audience demand. How did that feel?
Good, really good. I think Kolkata has always been very sweet to me, very, very generous to me, to an extent that all of them, including Chandigarh, thought that I am Bengali. But that's all thanks to, I think, Shujita and the role that I've played. That means you've done something right with your character if you've convinced everyone that you are, that character. And always been nice to me, always been warm to me. I love going to Kolkata. And how is it possible that I have a film which we've shot in, Kolkata, directed by Tony Da, their beloved Tony Da, and wouldn't have had a theatrical, release. That was so sweet. That feeling is, of course, very, very different, very euphoric. When you watch your film on big screen. The films are always meant to be, experienced in cinemas. So that was a little treat for all the fans, and even for myself. It was quite a surprise, and really enjoyed that.
I guess you'll always remain Ashima for the Bengali audience. That connect will always be there.
I hope now with you also. So whatever,
Yeah.
love is love. I don't mind. They can think of me as whichever character, as long as they love me. I think I'm happy.
Talking about being convincing in a character, Yami, your the versatility is just evident. From playing a cop in Dasvi to a kidnapper in A Thursday, and then a journalist, and then a small town model in Bala. There's a whole gamut that you're presenting your audience with. First of all, I'm sure you feel very happy that these kind of roles are coming your way. And tell me a little bit about how how do you switch from one thing to another? Is there like a process to it, or you just one set and then it's all in front of the camera?
I wish it was like that. Or if it does exist, I'm not one of those actors. No, you have to prepare. You have to prepare. I really believe in the process of doing your homework right. That's very crucial for me. I didn't have the luxury of time, and especially coming, or even with Bala, that's actually a very crucial film for me. 2019 gave me the magnificent hit in Uri, and a lot of respect. And again, that euphoria was completely different when the entire nation was singing "How's the Josh." And I remember catching 5 a.m. flights, and suddenly at 4 a.m. someone's just coming literally, in front of you, and "How's the Josh, man?" And that's, you would be like a wake up call, and but that's their love. They're so excited, so which is great. And with Bala, again, saw an opportunity where it was allowing me to completely put myself in a different mold, completely transform myself on screen, and give you an entirely different character, far away from my real life persona, which is mostly is a stumbling block when it comes to casting, especially for certain characters. So when that happened, it took a lot of people by surprise. But I was very confident, I think, in my heart that because the script was just on point, have to give it to Niren, have to give it to Amar. The script was just, I think, one of the best scripts that I got, one of the best roles, which had a very wholesome arc and was funny. I think if you can make people laugh, you can make them entertain and not end the character on coming across as shallow or petty. I think that's the magic of writing. And I'm glad that I got that opportunity, and I did a lot of homework again for that. So even A Thursday and all these films, they were shot back to back. So my 1.5 years has just gone in shooting these 6 films, 2 of which are still slated to get released, where my homework was so thorough that I had to jump from one set from one town to come and put my bags in the car, and directly from the airport, I remember I went to A Thursday set because I wanted to see the set, how it feels like, because the next day we were going to start shooting. And of course, I was nervous that, a film like that, and I hope I'm prepared because I'm just coming from another shoot. But then if your homework is thorough, I realized that first, if you spent enough time on the script and on the character thinking, whatever, I think I have a habit of writing so I don't forget. And, so I do that. And then it all comes back to you almost. And then, of course, then you get in that zone. And then whatever time I spend on set, that's very, very sacred, that very precious to me. That's completely dedicated to, like, you're constantly thinking all the time that, okay, this is what I know, I think I should be doing, this is what we can add, okay, this is something. So I enjoyed that process. I don't think you ever get tired from doing something which you enjoy working. And a huge credit also goes to the respective directors and the team for that.
Talk about homework and directors. Being married to a filmmaker, does that help? Do you guys exchange notes, discuss work?
We discuss work. I don't know, exchange notes as in, we discuss while watching something that, it could be a film that both of us have already watched, but we watch it again and then, we'll discuss that why certain scenes or why certain films became iconic or what doesn't work, in certain scenes. So we love doing that as a process, and why not? We both share the same background, and always good to understand a director's perspective, which is a 360-degree perspective. As actors, we are conditioned to look at ourselves and see how you are doing, how I am doing, but a director's job to see everything in a frame. So that's what he keeps telling me always. You should try and think like a director. You should try and think. So your vision will never be, parochial. It'll always be wide. You'll always have a much deeper perspective. It's all about that depth. So definitely, of course, it does.
Right.
How I've helped him, I think you should ask him yourself when you get to interview him, if I have.
Sure, we'll ask him. But talk about watching stuff together. What kind of stuff do you actually watch on OTT? I mean, people watch you on OTT. What do you watch?
No, we watch films also in theater. The last film we watched was Avatar, and completely worth it. Completely loved it. And we watched everything, as I'm telling you, we watch something. We'll watch an Andaz Apna also one of the days. We'll watch probably Godfather. We'll watch probably anything which is Interstellar is one of our. It's a common favorite film of ours. And likewise, so many films. We go back to classics. I think the films which have been made, especially I think in the till the 90s, early 2000s, I think there was something really, really magical about them. And so, I mean, these are just the names that I've given. But even something we love watching comedy. We love watching something funny, and really depends, what kind of mood you're in. And we don't mind watching something again and again and having the same laugh.
Right, right, right. Talking about the films that you are working on right now, Yami, what can you tell me about the project that you're working on at this point?
The films are ready. Both the films are ready. It's called Dhoom Dhaam, and that's going to be mostly my next release. That's with Pratik Gandhi, again, a very talented actor, fantastic co-actor, and it's a caper comedy.
Right.
Again, I think whatever I've done or you've seen of mine, or even Pratik's in the past, I think that's keeping everything aside, a totally different world. I watched the film. I have really enjoyed it. And I think it has that community viewing sort of a feel to it, that the more the people watching together, the better. So it's a, it's not a slapstick zone at all. It's a modern take on, I wouldn't call it a rom-com, but yeah, journey of a couple of just over one night, what can happen. And it has action, it has, of course, drama, and I really enjoyed the songs also, though. I think so. I feel as a film, it's very wholesome, family slash friends, or if you're alone, kind of a film. So I'm really excited for you all to watch it. And then I have of course, Oh My God, the second part, and I've watched the first part. I enjoyed watching the first part, and it's taking that same premise, sticking to it, but of course an entirely different story, entirely different conversation. And of course it has Pankaj Tripathi again, a superb actor, of course Akshay sir, and of course very soon, whenever it's always a producer's prerogative to announce the release, so it'll all happen soon.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's looking forward to both those films. Actually, very interesting. Both of them are very interesting. Cast, premise, everything. So really looking forward to them.
Thank you.
But I mean, all of these things, of the film work that you keep doing, you also keep going back home, right? To your farmhouse in your hometown in Himachal, which I believe you manage along with your mother. How do you manage that?
I think I have to give the credit to my mother, to my father, to my family actually for this, especially my parents. I do try and visit that place as much as I can. I mean, I was just there this month also, but this initiative was taken by my mother, and this is something she's always wanted to do. I used to hear these stories as a kid. She discussing with her friends that we want to do something which has nature, which has something, and whatever we'll do, we'll make sure the product is purity. Always focus on purity. And so we are practicing natural farming there, which means whatever fertilizers, whatever uh, you're using, to grow a crop and to protect it from insects and all that, everything is developed on the farm. Everything is developed on the land, through natural way. Nothing harmful, nothing which is, today's time, food, of course, more than ever, we're also conscious. There are gazillion questions, so many theories, so many videos about why so many health hazards we're all going through, and food is one of the most pivotal things. And so we feel that whatever we grow there, whatever we cultivate, it has to be given out there in its purest form. So we are growing haldi there, turmeric, and ginger, and very soon, of course, there'll be ghee and all of that. So it's something very new for us, but this is something I know we're very passionate about as a family. And because health is the most has been one of the most underrated things. कुछ भी हो जाता है, आपको लगता है हाँ काम अच्छा चलना चाहिए, हेल्थ हाँ कोई बात नहीं मैनेज कर लेंगे, but अब पता चला, especially since COVID, that no, all you need is just your family, shelter and food. Rest, in fact, things will manage, and will keep being, there'll be ups and downs and highs and lows, but no compromise on your health. So that is where it comes from, a very, very basic, simple idea. It's actually all about going to your roots, going to what we've seen our previous generations follow and do. Of course, I know times have changed, necessities have changed, soil, everything has gone through a massive change. But let's, if possible, why not try and procure it in its pure and natural form? So that's the whole idea.
That's a great cause. And I'm sure also this space must feel really lucky to have a space like that where you can go back, which is so different from your life in Bombay.
Yeah, 100%. And see, as a kid, we used to always go to Himachal because my nankas are there. And so it's not something that, oh, suddenly, especially I've seen reaction of people from Mumbai going to Himachal, or a place like Himachal, or there's so many beautiful places in east and south also where there are hills. Oh, wow. So it's not, but the beauty of nature is that every time you experience it, there's always something new. I really put down my phone. It's very rare I pick up my phone there, in the sense, sometimes we take pictures and all that. I don't do that often because it is way too beautiful, to not experience it just with your eyes and just the way, just be there, just being in the moment. And it is so important. Suddenly, when I go there, I feel, the air is fresher. You're obviously, we're leading a city life. That's a completely different life. I don't see many people falling sick there, by the way. And the way people there who are 70 plus, 75 plus, the way they're climbing stairs and steps, or climbing the hills and coming down. I mean, it's half of my speed, and it's very embarrassing that sometimes that they'll be like, "Aapko le chale?" मैंने कहा, नहीं, आप बस बता दीजिए, हम खुद चले जाएंगे. So because that's a life. They're so self-sufficient, and they're so active. Physically they're so active. तो हाँ, थोड़ी कोई gym या ऐसे कुछ होता है. So that's, which is great. So if we have an opportunity to kind of create that balance, of course, what my life here has given me, that's I'm very thankful for that. But to sustain the life here, and need to parallelly, or all of us will need to do something how to sustain it, longer here. So that's our way of doing it.
Funnily enough, just today I was watching a reel on Instagram, and there's this traveler who, right,
Mhm.
yeah, I was watching this reel, and where this traveler had said that, okay, we go to the mountains for our mental peace, mental health, and there we find out our physical health is so bad because we can't, climb these trek and everything. Yeah.
आपको 10 मिनट में आपकी सांस फूल जाएगी. And I'm telling you, I've seen women 70, around 70 and all, and not just going, they're carrying things, they're carrying their crops and boris and everything, and not just once, like 4 times a day. And I mean,
different stamina that they have.
Absolutely, very very different stamina. That's the real endurance that they've built, and conditioning of actually a human body, that what is it capable of, whatever you make of it, that it becomes that. That's the beauty. So nature has not done anything. Nature has made everything perfect. It's so perfect. The function of everything is just us. So have to now, try and get back literally to our roots and basics.
Right. I'm so glad you're able to do that. And it's so lovely to see your photos from the mountains on your Instagram. Always gives a very calm and a healing vibe, which is really great. I'm sure you get a lot of, appreciation on social media also for all of those pictures and everything that you do. And of course, there's a lot of love that you're getting on for your films as well, all the work that you're doing. Looking forward to the projects that you're working on right now. And thank you so much for your time today, Yami. Lovely talking to you.
Thank you, Bohni.
I wish you could do this in person.
I know. And I think let's do this definitely with Dhoom Dhaam. It'll be exciting. I'm also looking forward to it. I know now this whole thing of Zoom, connect hua, nahi hua, acha, piche, I know. There's nothing like, we have a personal conversation, and I think we'll do that. We must do that for the next year. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for your time.
Subscribe to Midday India. Get direct notifications on all our videos by clicking on the bell icon.